Alright, here we are, spawning down the bottom right-hand side of the map. In this best of 7 TvT, it's GuMiho. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back, just jumping right on into the finals here, spawning up the top left-hand side of the map of this best of 7 TvT. It is Dream. Should be a fantastic series here. I do hope everyone has been enjoying this commentary, but got a fair bit more to go. A best of 7 is an absolute, it's the peak of Starcraft 2. It's why all tournaments wrap up with a best of 7, because it really shows who is the better player here. And I'm excited to see how a Dream versus GuMiho TvT is going to play out. I mean, we had a Keen versus GuMiho TvT play out beforehand, and that was really dictated by Keen how that went. GuMiho seemed to look very solid, but if you're not playing versus someone who proxies most of the series, then you actually really gotta play. I seeing a prediction for GuMiho in chat there, 4-1-4-2 from Mint Crystal. I think that's fair. I'd definitely say GuMiho is the on-paper favorite, but Dream he's been coming back. He's been powering up, leveling up. And we'll see. I mean, Dream played some pretty sick TvTs in the past, in recent tournaments that I cast. Okay. Thanks so much to everyone for tuning on in. This series is just getting underway. Dream going for the slightly more economical play here. The map is Thunderbird, so it definitely can be a long one. So I feel like playing for the longer plan is the better idea. Alright. Yeah, very passive play here. The map is Thunderbird, so that's generally what you expect on this map. It's just so good for defense, from what I've seen. Hellion's on the way here for Dream. Looks like GuMiho going for the Banshee play. He did take that win versus Keen with some quick Banshees, just to counter the proxy. Now, Dream, is he prepared for this? I mean, the Banshee shows on up at his natural. Cloak now finishes. Fresh Mule goes down. Dream just dropped that Mule right in the face of the Banshee. Even a bit of a slow reaction time from the Blue Terran. So already 4 SCVs make that 5, and that number is going to increase here. Looks like Dream quickly going to try and get something to come back on. Going for Hellion drops inside the main base of GuMiho. Okay, he could be getting a lot of counter damage done here, though, so a bit of a crazy situation here as these guys are both dealing blows to each other. 8 SCVs go down for Dream. Looks like he's going to try and nab up at least a few more. Meanwhile, the Banshee still remains unchecked in Dream's base, though. The Raven not in position to help out. The worker count is surprisingly equal for now as the Banshee heads on out. Okay, that was just insane. I feel like without really watching the full build there, it's tough to say exactly what happened, like if we really looked at what both players had and were producing. But I mean, Dream, mass Hellion attack, GuMiho Banshees. Now, the supply, it's pretty darn equal. That just shows how good both these guys are at Starcraft 2, if you have such an equal match. Because they're both playing so well. It looks like GuMiho is looking to put some pressure on Dream with a full frontal. attack coming his way. And okay, this is actually like 3 Banshees. 3 Banshees, some Marines. Gonna be hitting Dream in a sort of forcible attack when Dream was maybe just expecting more harassment, and Dream could actually just die to this. The Cyclone has to kite back. Auto turret gets tossed down by the Raven. It's like one of the Banshees get picked off. A tank is out, but we definitely need to see a repair on that Cyclone for Dream. Like, majorly needs to repair that. His own Marines and tank are coming forward. The Banshees working away on that tank. Looks like the Banshees will all be picked off here, though. 10 SCVs have fallen while this has gone on, though, and that is pretty massive damage done by GuMiho. Yeah, actually just massive, massive damage there done to Dream, and suddenly the worker count really, really reveals that. GuMiho with the 3rd base on the way up behind this. Yeah, Dream's taking a big beating here. He's got his stim pack started, but GuMiho, he's got a 3rd base on the location, and I don't know if Dream has the makings to go for a counter push. I think he may just need to go for it, though, but I'm willing to bet that GuMiho is like a siege tank or something. He's got 1 at least about to pop out. There we go. No tank out just yet, but we'll have 2 of his own Ravens out in a second here. And that's going to be a bit concerning here for Dream. What he's got to do, it looks like is he going to go for his 3rd base just to follow this up, or is he going to 2 base? Either way, this situation is pretty darn good for GuMiho. Dream gonna be crossing the map. Double Ravens to try and make this push happen, but his opponent has had a fair bit of time to prepare for this. He's got 2 siege tanks on the high ground, 2 Vikings, and with that, he's got the air superiority, I believe. So both these players are gonna be jockeying for that. Actually, now it's gonna be 4 for Dream. Okay, so Dream does take back the Viking lead. Both of them are producing Vikings, but whether that's still gonna be enough to allow Dream to push on in, I'm not sure. He's sieging up his tanks. He's working away on a supply depot, gonna get a Marine or 2. Mint Crystal checking out, gonna go to work. Godspeed. Have a wonderful day. I feel like auto turrets are the choice here. I feel like auto turrets are definitely the play here from Dream if he's going to try and break this. Instead of the slow push, like, these tanks are very exposed at the front. If he tosses down like 4 or 5 auto turrets and then just goes for it, I think that's got to be the play for Dream. He's just inching his tanks forward, though. GuMiho's stim pack is finished up. Dream's own stim pack is finished up, but GuMiho is going to have insane Marine production here pretty soon. He was getting up 5 barracks production, whereas I'm not sure Dream has that to match, and he's just inching forward so slowly, and I'm not sure if he's going to actually be able to make something happen or not with a push in this situation. Both players have got to be producing Vikings constantly, as the air control is so important here. Liberator comes on in for Dream, though. This could be what Dream needs. He's going to set up one of his tanks here, or set up his Liberator here. He's moving forward with his Vikings as well, trying to bait his opponent into a bad engagement. Interference Matrix going down across the board here. Auto turrets getting tossed down. The Liberator still doing work, though, working away in these siege tanks. One of them goes down. It's like another might potentially go down. GuMiho tries to siege it up to save it, but no, Dream's actually making a push here. Potentially work with his air control. Dream stems forward, realizing that this could be his opportunity. GuMiho not quite pulled together as he was just pushed back, and now he has to break this tank line. The Vikings landing for Dream here, and suddenly GuMiho is losing SCVs in droves, and GG, Dream takes game number 1 with an insanely well executed push. Holy cow is all I can say to that one. Holy cow. Beautifully done there by Dream, making that push work. I did not expect him to make that attack happen. Did not expect that one. Wow, thanks so much to everyone for tuning on in. I hope you enjoyed that first game of the finals. And it's still coming here. So make sure to stay tuned and let your friends know that this is going on, that there's some good Starcraft to be had right now. Just update this on the sidebar of Team Liquid. Should be loading on into the next game pretty soon. Alright. Yeah, if you're enjoying this coverage, feel free to press that follow button. As I don't stream on Twitch every now and then, I'm super often or anything, but every now and then you may be like, oh, what's that notification? It's because I followed LaughNgamez on Twitch, and there's going to be some pretty awesome streaming going on, so I should check that out. Just waiting on hopping on into the next game. We've got ourselves maybe an unsuspecting leader in the series. I thought he was pretty toast from how that game played out, but an amazingly well-executed push from Dream. I cannot overstate how well done that was. Just dismantled GuMiho. Like it was nothing. He just tore him in two. Just with his bare hands. Alright, sounds like we're loading on into the next game. GuMiho and Dream, continuing on. The map is Winter's Gate. Spawning up in the top left-hand side of the map. It's Dream. And in the bottom right-hand side of the map, it's GuMiho. Do we see a proxy? It looks like we do. We do. GuMiho, he's had enough of being on the receiving end. Previously, he's like, hey, Keen proxied me. Now it's my turn. Pay it forward. This is the Terran version of pay it forward. It's basically just proxy your opponent non-stop. Does Dream scout this one? It's tough to say. I mean, it's pretty risky positioning here from GuMiho, depending on the path Dream's Reaper takes. Like, I feel like sending your Reaper to the right is a pretty common thing for a Terran player. Now, let's see if Dream has gone for a double gas play, which is already the first step to holding a proxy like this. The speed which you have your factory out really makes life much easier. Factory is finished up, or on the way for Dream. He's got his first Reaper out. I mean, he's just going to rally it down the ramp due to the positioning of his barracks, and he should know that this attack is coming. Of course, he won't know till it's already on the way, so it's going to be one Reaper running into another, and of course, it does come down really to whether Dream loses his first Reaper or not. In comes the first Reaper for GuMiho. Dream's got to pull SCVs immediately to help out with this. Grenades getting tossed on down. That factory finishing up is priority number one here for the blue Terran. He's got to make sure that he gets an SCV on that all the time, and he's got to make sure that he keeps his Reaper alive currently. There we go, his factory has finished up, though. Hellion on the way. Meanwhile, he's just got one Marine that popped out, not an extra Reaper, so that poor Marine is going to take a lot of damage there. If he can force these Reapers down, though, and hold the high ground, that would be a very, very nice move, because he can basically just SCV Hug of Death. Reaper Grenade preemptively tossed there, expertly done by Dream. He did, however, end up losing his Marine there, but now we see Dream seemingly has held this attack here, and yeah, it's looking all pretty good here for the blue Terran. That being said, though, I mean, the worker count pretty darn equal. GuMiho now going to try and make it up this ramp. SCVs are still off the line to buffer those, so a bit of a trade out going on, but in the end, GuMiho does lose all of his Reapers that were standing there that went in for that attack. Beautiful micro there from Dream as well, just trying to block units, and just the positioning from both these guys is looking really good. GuMiho, with the way that he was controlling his Reapers, Dream's just general unit positioning looks great. In the end, though, definitely a lead being taken here by the red Terran, or by the blue Terran, pardon me, as Dream shuts down that rush fairly convincingly. Hellions now going to be crossing the map here for Dream, going to try and get some pressure onto his opponent, and GuMiho might not actually have anything done back at home. There we go, yeah, it's 2 Hellions versus 1 and a Reaper, so I think this can actually work on out, but oh, great micro from GuMiho. That SCV took one for the team, but now look at this. Reaper coming back across the map for GuMiho, actually going to allow him to take that engagement there, so Dream was looking for a bit of maybe a cheeky counterattack, but in the end, fantastically done there by GuMiho. And by the way, GuMiho is still making Reapers, keep in mind. So he's actually just powering up and going to try and keep the pressure onto Dream, who has cut his barracks production, so he's not making Marines or anything like that. GuMiho is trying to get up a 3rd base, but I don't know if that's, or his natural base, I don't know if that's going to happen. And all of a sudden, it's been this classic situation of which you overestimate how safe you are once you make it out of a situation. And so, like, is this CC going to be canceled? That'd be absolutely massive. Dream microing his Hellions up this ramp as well as he can here. Barracks given the high ground, though, for GuMiho, so he may be able to break this position, and I'm actually not sure there's enough for Dream to break down from here. 3 Hellions. Okay, it looks like they will be able to make this happen, so good micro on all fronts, but in the end, Dream does make the hold happen, despite losing 4 SCVs. Alright, what a crazy, crazy match here between these players. In the end, Dream, though, does keep his Hellions alive, so he may be able to put some pressure onto GuMiho after, perhaps. We'll see. Hellion runs on in for Dream, I guess just trying to confirm that natural base. 3rd CC on the way for Dream. Tank double Viking production. Okay, could potentially lead into another push. However, it will also definitely help out with defending versus the Banshees that are going to be coming his way, and there's one showing up to his natural right about now, so Dream, you got to react to this one quite quickly here. You don't want to lose more than you really need. Marines are being kited by this Banshee. Does the Raven toss down an auto turret? Yes, it does. Does that Banshee go down to that Marine? Oh, it's going to be so close. There's actually no more anti-air till that Viking shows up, so that Banshee really getting as much value as it could there. What a fantastic TvT series that I have the pleasure of casting here for you guys. Looks like Cyclone's going to be crossing the map here for GuMiho. Can he make a push happen? I'm not too sure about that one. There's 2 siege tanks set up, so these Cyclones are going to take a fair bit of a shot. Where's the shot? Oh, is only one of those tanks set up? Oh, look, is this a bait? Is that a Cyclone bait? Oh, that actually was a successful bait. Vikings coming on in, though, will actually catch that Raven. It's going to be close. Oh, one of the Vikings might go down. One of them gets locked onto. Okay, yeah, that was actually just a masterclass bait. 2 Vikings. And the Raven stays alive for GuMiho. I don't think he expected the Vikings to be out there, but it worked out for him anyway. And then we take a look just from the way these guys have been macroing and powering up. There's actually a worker lead here for GuMiho. Supply lead for Dream, but worker lead for GuMiho. All right, let's take a look here. The game's just progressing on, as it sometimes does after proxy or something like that. GuMiho, he's at a very good Marine production ahead of Dream. Both players on a 3rd base, though. And as a result, we suddenly see GuMiho just macroing his way out of this. GuMiho will have the faster +1 attack as well. An attempted drop going towards the natural. of Dream from GuMiho. Is Dream in position to intercept this? He's got Marines and tanks. Okay, it's going... What? Oh my god, that tank positioning literally between two armories there. Not sure how effective that's going to be. Oh, Dream good micro saving his tank. Saves one of them at least. Should definitely at least save the other, but no, one of them gets picked up. Two of them actually get picked off there in total. And so that really hurts for Dream. Very expensive loss there, losing 8 SCVs while all this is going on. Looks like there might have been some auto turret harassment going down there. It does end up costing GuMiho his Raven, I believe, but still, this is looking much better for GuMiho. Tank gets interference matrix. Vikings working away on the medivacs here. Bit of an engagement going down. GuMiho runs with a good chunk of his army just towards the natural of Dream, so Dream kind of getting awkwardly zoned out, but oh no, Dream pulling SCVs once more. Just desperate to try and make this hold. Loses 10 more, though. The real Nan Man saying, "Sup, how's everyone's Thursday?" Pretty good. Casting some Starcraft. You've done some events, right, Nan Man? Yeah, it's like Cheesadelphia, right? Alright, so we've got a situation in which GuMiho has surged ahead, yes. However, that doesn't mean Dream is dead yet, because Terrans with siege tanks are very, very tough creatures to kill. Believe there's still an air advantage here for Dream. However, he is trying to position himself so that he's able to deal with what's coming his way. However, not in position to deal with this drop once again. GuMiho going for his old attack path where he dropped in previously. Now repeating history here. Looks like this drop is getting a lot of damage done here. 9 more SCVs go down once again. GuMiho's just consistently got like 9, 10 SCVs with his drops. This is like the 3rd or 4th time now, and this is the biggest one yet. 16 SCVs of Dream going down. GuMiho looking very, very good. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a 4th base go down for GuMiho on location or something like that soon. Just to keep the ball rolling, so to speak. He's got so much damage done. That being said, though, it is TvT. You gotta be careful. You can always throw a game. As cheery as that is, you can always throw a TvT. The Doctor 96 saying, "Look at the supply." All I can say is, it's TvT. You never know till it's over. And I actually sincerely mean that. The comeback potential in TvT is so real. Like, I'm willing to bet Dream just floats his 4th base at some point, or his main base to his 4th, and then just continues playing it out. Can't drop my main base if my main base isn't in my main. Big brain plays. GuMiho moving out on the map. Army supply is actually very, very equal, though. Upgrades. The lead is for GuMiho momentarily. Dream just needs to make sure he doesn't take a fight before 2-2 happens. That would be a definite way to give your opponent an advantage. Dream is throwing up a 4th base, actually building it himself, so we'll see if GuMiho sniffs this out, because that is very exposed for the time being. However, whether GuMiho spots that is a completely different question. Wait, is Dream just going to go for it or something? Well, he's got to make sure he gets his 2-2 first, but going for an attack like this would just be absolutely mad. Or is he just going for a base trade or something like that? What? No. Is Dream just gonna like dawdle past maybe, or his army's positioned now at this base for the time being? I don't think he can try and break this. I mean, he's definitely got the supply lead in the immediate, but breaking this could be tough. Tanks are actually getting shots off though on his opponent's army. That's going to be 2 tanks going down. That being said, the Liberators are also going to be picking off a lot of his own tanks. I think that could actually be every tank there at the front. And GuMiho realizes this. He's like, oh man, boy, are you exposed now. So he's going for it. And this forces Dream's hand. However, GuMiho could be a little bit overextended here. Dream gets on top of all of GuMiho's tanks. However, there's a fight going down towards the south there. I don't know how well that's going to go for Dream. Oh, looks like Dream does edge it out there, and he actually is able to rout GuMiho. GuMiho not able to make that attack happen. That being said, though, he does set up tanks in the middle of the map, looking to catch Dream, who's busy counterattacking there. And we'll see. Dream's actually just running right by GuMiho's tank, so he wants to keep this going. He knows how good his position is, and GuMiho knows how much he overstepped. He has to pull SCVs as a result, and he's just saying, right, boys, you got a job to do. Buffer for my units right now. Vikings have been built for Dream, so he's actually able to get on top of this. His own tanks on the low ground have been firing non-stop, but he's busy trying to take out GuMiho's air control, and in the end, GuMiho able to get, or losing 20 SCVs. Dream able to get 20 of GuMiho's SCVs. Can he keep this push going, though, is the question. He's down on supply. Looks like he will lose his air control there. I mean, Dream's last victory was really an unexpected one. Really just, Dream's last victory was very unexpected. This one could be another just potential upset. Well, looks like we've got a planetary that has been found a little bit too late by Dream. I don't... can he get it? I mean, if he kills the SCV repairing it. A planetary is strong, but on its own without a repair, it's not infinitely strong, like with SCVs repairing it. So in the end, that PF does get picked off by Dream, so a nice find there. Cost him a fair few Marines, though, so he is down significantly on army supply, and he is out here with his army, so he's got to be very, very careful not to get swamped here by GuMiho or anything like that. So I think the best call for Dream is to pull back, and hopefully he's got enough tanks back at home to stall this out. And maybe if he can rinse and repeat what happened, like that previous engagement, that went very well for him, then he can keep playing the game out from here. Oh, looks like GuMiho trying to catch Dream a little bit here. And Dream is out of position. He's going to be surrounded nastily. Dream is getting on top of a lot of GuMiho's tanks, however, he simply doesn't have enough here, so he's getting surrounded in the center of the map as GuMiho had a large chunk of Marines, and suddenly Dream only has 10 Marines to his name, has got to pull back, got to hang on somehow. I mean, GuMiho has an overwhelming amount of Marines. It's 16 and 1 siege tank versus 42 Marines and 4 tanks. That is just far too many here. I mean, it's not over till it's over, though, in a TvT, so Dream can maybe keep this going. He just needs to make sure that he forces GuMiho back. Looks like Dream is actually just deciding to abandon this location. He's got his 1 siege tank set up to be his anchor point. GuMiho wants to push on in. Breaking tank lines is very, very tough to do in Starcraft 2. It takes a while, allows a lot of room for maneuvering. Dream desperately trying to save his base here, but by baiting his opponent into a tank fire, which is kind of working for him there. However, he knows that if GuMiho gets his tank set up on his 5th base, then it's going to be disastrous for him. Meanwhile, he's trying to float over another base. SCV's kind of rallying in a poor location. This CC needs to turn around right now. There we go. I feel like if you're Dream, you need to elevator one of your tanks towards this planetary in order to make sure that GuMiho doesn't siege up his own tanks at said location. Liberators coming forward for GuMiho. Actually going to be enough to push Dream back, and this is where it's getting very, very dicey for Dream. Half the supply does not have the air control, and I feel like the noose is tightening around Dream's neck right now. The thing is, I mean, usually you can try and find a play, find an angle to attack your opponent, but GuMiho has just really checked off all the bases here. This planetary fortress has been under fire. It looks like that Liberator did get picked off, but another two are going to set up on this base, so Dream's going to have to do something. He's going for it now. He's charging in with his tanks. He's sieging them up immediately. Can his buffer work strong enough? GuMiho's Marines are in that slow zone, but I don't know if it's going to be enough here for Dream. I mean, it's close. It looks like he has actually cleaned out most of his opponent's Marines, but in the end, he just has scraps left. And GG, GuMiho ties it up. Best of 7, currently 1-1. GG. The series is tied 1-1. Looks like some praise for TvT in chat going on, and I feel like TvT is so good. I wish we saw more high-level TvT these days. I mean, there's a lot of Korean Starcraft too, but as far as like when two peak Terrans or two very consistent Terrans are facing each other, it's not all the time. It's always a bit of a mystery, but we know GuMiho's solid and we know Dream's on the up and up, so I think that's why this is looking really good. We had another follow coming on in. A few more coming on in. Rec Holy Light, JNR, YWZ, Dread Doramu, Frost Starcraft, JSM, Breach, the SWBF man. Thanks so much for the follows, everyone. Rudolph skin? Alright. Yeah, thanks so much to everyone for the follows. Make sure to check me out on YouTube. I'm really plugging the, just subscribe to my YouTube. I have a Twitter and other things you can check out too, but if you want to support the stream, that's a great way to do it for free. Yeah, that was a great TvT. And this is a best of 7, so we got a lot more games coming this way. Fernatalk. Can we do it though? I mean, the dream, I've had this goal going for like a year or for a long time to break 100 follows, and that's just because I haven't streamed. It hasn't happened, but can we break 100 follows? 29 in this in the remaining potential 5 matches? You guys are really killing it with the follows. And of course, a few other subscriptions and such coming in. Great to see. Thanks so much, everyone. Looks like we're loading on into the next game, though. Just having a drink. Trying to spare my throat. Didn't expect to be casting this. Yesterday I was like, oh, I forgot about this. And this is just an event. I was like, yeah, I'll put my hand up and cast this. And so here we are, spawning in the bottom right-hand side of the map. It's GuMiho. He's tied it up. And in the top left-hand side, maybe? No, we gotta point out that it's gonna be a proxy first. It's always a proxy. It's always proxy. In a best of 7 TvT, let's be honest, it's usually a proxy. Alright. Match is continuing on. We'll see how this proxy is going to work out for GuMiho. Dream, I mean, he's definitely knows this is coming his way. He's got a bunker up on the way, got his first Reaper out. I feel like Acropolis is a bit of a tough map to make this proxy happen on, but of course, proxy like this can happen on any map. Alright, let's take a look here. Reapers for GuMiho coming on in, picking off an SCVR2, but so far the hold seems pretty good for Dream. Worker count even, though. So yeah, nothing too significant happening so far. I mean, chances are they're just gonna macro out of this game, like usually happens when the Reaper guy's unable to kill the other player. As a result of GuMiho having the Reapers on the low ground, he is able to secure his own natural quicker than his opponent. Dream does throw up his, but it's on the high ground. So GuMiho will take the bonuses where he can get them. He, however, has ceased Reaper production and is just going to be floating those barracks over. Three Reapers moving on down here, or three Hellions and a Reaper moving on down here for Dream, looking to zone GuMiho out to retake his natural, and he successfully does that, so very nice for GuMiho there. Looks like Dream getting a tech lab onto his starport. Generally, the bonus of the player who doesn't go for the Reapers is that you have a quicker starport. Dream just opted to go for a Raven with that. Absolutely can't blame him for that. But we do see a third CC on the way for Dream once more. He's a player who's not afraid to throw up a third CC. For just playing out tournaments, it's a very good thing he's comfortable doing that. However, I fear that if he gets into like the GSL or something again, that someone's just, or he plays in like a big tournament, which someone really, really studies for him, that they're just gonna be like, Dream's gonna third CC. So if I'm a Zerg, I'm gonna Nidus him. Or if I'm a Protoss, I'm gonna do something Protoss to him that capitalizes on that CC timing. GuMiho, though, just powering up. Likes to get up his barracks very quickly, two-basing it as a matter of fact so far, where Dream does have his third on the way. Let's take a look here. Both players powering on up. GuMiho takes the immediate worker lead, but Dream will have the better economy going for the third base. Willing to bet if GuMiho does go for a third, it will be on location, however, because that's generally the advantage you have as the player with the more units with the better map positioning, which I'd argue GuMiho does have at this point. So, yeah, maybe we'll see a third. Maybe not. Dream just building up that Viking count, wanting to make sure that he has that air control. Dream's like, oh, we should probably siege these tanks. That's probably a good idea. The 5 Reapers are hanging out here for GuMiho, just not sure what to do with themselves really, besides control the map. As there's not a lot of ramps or anything you can jump up on this map, otherwise you'd probably do that if you're GuMiho, but can't really do that. GuMiho has the immediate army supply lead. That's generally what happens when you go for a delayed third base. Dream has the better economic position. We'll see if GuMiho is able to punish Dream though. And we do see that third CC on the way for GuMiho, by the way. Dream is looking to power up and get his own bio going. He's got to be careful, though, not to get hit hard by GuMiho. Although I feel like he's moving out at a pretty natural pace here. Got a Stim Marine's gonna work away on these Reapers, gonna nab them right up. Does see his opponent, does see the fact that GuMiho is out on the map. Interference Matrix going down all across the board, but GuMiho actually is the player who succeeds there. He hits Dream's Raven, so Dream is not able to cast any of his critical spells to help out in this fight. It looks like Dream is going to be able to hold on, though, in this position. Uses his own Raven probably to pick off these tanks and do an excellent job doing that. Looks like his air superiority helps him clean out a few of the medivacs as well, and all of a sudden GuMiho is running home, tail between his legs. Situation is looking very good for Dream here. GuMiho pushing and poking his opponent. Dream, however, has taken the supply lead after that last battle, so it probably won't be long before Dream really starts pushing out and being the player with the more prominent aggression. Small battles going across the map. We are starting to see, though, Dream looking to push GuMiho back to his side of the map, and GuMiho knows that, so he's going to have to position himself defensively. He's been building up Vikings and everything to the best of his ability, but we'll see if Dream's able to break him here. Of course, Dream has that Raven, GuMiho does not. Air control, though, for the immediate looks to be in the favor of GuMiho. Dream has more Ravens coming up to the front. Oh, looks like, whoa. GuMiho stimming on in like a madman. Dream wasn't really in a good angle for that. And GuMiho gets a few gimmies. Very nicely done. Looks like Dream is able to push a little bit into the third base, so GuMiho's army wasn't really positioned there. Now we're seeing, in comes Dream. He's getting all of his tanks sieged up. GuMiho has to pull the SCVs, but that means guaranteed losses. Dream's tanks are getting some massive shots off. Can this be cleaned on up, though? It looks like it will be cleaned up, but not without big losses for GuMiho. And the Vikings are actually going to land for Dream, maybe turn the tide in this fight. And suddenly we see 21 SCVs died for GuMiho. And Dream just took a very, very good trade there. He wiped the air, like all the medivacs for GuMiho as well. And GuMiho is trying to compete with the Viking count. So that's just not happening. So this TvT is looking pretty darn good here for Dream. As he held that attack, he's turned it around, and now he's gotten a lick in of his own. Killing 20 SCVs at any stage of the game is really a big deal. Both players heading towards their 2-2, so still even in that regard, but Dream definitely has himself a nice position here, a better economy. He's heading up to 4 bases. GuMiho, no 4th in sight just yet. Dream surging ahead in supply, thanks to his economy. Three is on the way for Dream. GuMiho, no such thing in sight. So an upgrade lead coming to Dream, even if it is just going to be a short one. But now we take a look here, and GuMiho was out of position here to defend his third base, so in comes Dream. He's going to charge on into that location. Gets his own tank sieged up at this third, and this is suddenly a very, very bad spot here for the red Terran player. He's trying to break this position, but I don't know if it's going to work out for GuMiho. I mean, that Marine buffer for Dream is wearing thin, but I feel like this was still a pretty good trade at the end of the day for Dream. Although GuMiho, I mean, he holds on. He holds on. Air control, always been in close contention in this match. GuMiho going for a big drop.
Hey, bud.
Your forces are under attack.
I think we had something. Ovi donating a buck saying, "Hey, bud," in which I say hello. Thank you, sir. Also reminding me I left my email open. It's the one thing I forget to close before any stream. Big drop here going in for Dream. Unloading into the main base of GuMiho, and this could suddenly be his killing move. Once again, GuMiho forced to pull SCVs. I mean, GuMiho reacted quite quickly, but it doesn't seem like he just had enough here to take care of this. So many units died there. The tanks of GuMiho are setting on up, but Dream is just streaming units on in here. GG. Dream takes the 2-1. And all of a sudden, we've got ourselves a Dream with a lead. Thank you for the $1, Master Ovi. I do appreciate that. But yeah, thanks so much to everyone for tuning on in. I really, really am enjoying these games, really enjoying to cast and play them. Looks like we had a few more follows coming on in. Jay Lee, Fernatuk, thank you so much for the follows. Check me out, by the way. Exclamation mark caster. Worth it, dare I say. And yeah, thanks so much to everyone for tuning on in. You guys really do seem to enjoy this coverage of these events, which is great to see. I know a lot of viewers from Korea and such, but got a good chunk of Americans, Canadians, and then everyone from all else. From all over. Can we do it? Can we get 28 follows before the end of the series? I'm starting to say no, we can't. But I do appreciate any follows that come on in. Anyway, I do remind everyone that it is September, so subs are half off. Even if you don't sub to me, if you got a streamer that you like supporting, or you even got an Amazon Prime you can use up, why don't you get the war chest add-on? I'm pretty sure you have to be like a big Blizzard boy for that one. Let's see. Can anyone just add that? Yeah, no, it's gotta be Oh, what a god! Master Ovi donating $30. Thank you very much, sir. Making it rain. I think that might be the biggest single donation I've ever got. We are in the next game, by the way. 38 seconds into it. Getting distracted over here by war chest add-ons and such. Never said I was professional. Then we have Psychiatrist with the Twitch Prime subscription. You guys are blowing it out of the water here. Blowing it out of the water. Thank you all so much. This is another Proxy 2-Rax, but for the first time this is the first time we're seeing it, right? Dream is going for the Proxy. Oh boy, you guys are just killing it. Thank you all so much for the support. And then there's Mr. Dragon subscribing with Twitch Prime. Thank you so much, guys. I'd love to. I'm gonna try and stream more on Twitch. Like, events like this are honestly perfect for the channel. You guys are just like, all right, I'm gonna come out and check out this stream. Now, GuMiho, I think he sniffed this one out. He saw the SCV just hanging out, and he's like, yep, that is a Proxy Reaper. Now, Dream's defense has been pretty good so far. Whether he is able to do the offense part of this rush, though, that's the question. comes Dream. The Reapers are currently engaging each other, and SCV dies on each front. That is a trade GuMiho will take, though. Can GuMiho at least get the Reaper of his... or Dream get the Reaper of his opponent? Notice how I said GuMiho because he's been the one cheesing. It's like Dream was able to make that happen. Nicely done there. But still, Dream really hasn't done enough to consider this rush a success. And he definitely is going to be behind unless he makes something else happen. These two Raxes, man, they are tough to make work. Proxies like this, very, very challenging. Now, let's take a look at how this game is progressing, though. GuMiho, he's got the quicker starport. As a result, Dream throws up the begrudging factory, which is like, fine, I'll macro behind this. I guess that's why some players do go for, like, the Marauder proxy. It's pretty much like the, fine, it's all or nothing, because you don't really macro out of the Marauder proxy. The Reaper one you can, the Marauder one, not so much. Okay. Factory on the way back at home for Dream. Looks like he's going to start up his CC, but suddenly he's actually got nothing to defend versus these two Hellions. His Reapers were across them. Yeah, this is potentially game ending. Okay, looks like we're going to be heading into a bit of a base trade right now. Dream's like, wait, the Hellions are back at home, or are in my base, so they're not defending, but then all of a sudden there's nothing to defend over at Dream's location. GuMiho, he will have a Banshee out momentarily, and that's all it's going to take to clean this up, so I feel like this is just like a simple mathed out win. The Reapers are going to kill as much as they can before the Banshee finishes them off, so a lot of SCVs dying on each front. It's chaos everywhere, but I feel like this is definitely going to win on out here for GuMiho, I feel, but has Dream cleaned up the Hellions in his base? Has he done that? Yes, he has. He gets his CC building here. So suddenly both players take a big beating, and we take a look at this, and Dream is up 16 to 12 workers, and now 4 workers in a game of Starcraft 2 usually might not be a huge difference, but in a game which, when it's 16 to 12, that is actually a big difference, because that is a much, much larger fraction of your economy that you're missing, as opposed to if it's like 36 versus 40. The 4 makes a much bigger difference at this stage in the game. Now, Dream is going to have to deal with the potential Banshees coming his way. He's building up energy because he knows he's going to need to scan these in order to deal with them while he's trying to get up a starport. And the question is, can GuMiho simply just get like game-ending damage done here, or can he get enough of a counterattack done to his opponent that he can, he'll be in a fine situation. Suddenly we take a look, the Banshees come on in. Dream wasn't paying attention though, he loses one Cyclone just like it's nothing. The Banshees run out of the scan range, and suddenly, oh yeah, oh no, I think GuMiho actually is just gonna have won this, yeah. A scan comes in, goes down as the Cyclone comes on in, but then the Cyclone's done, and I think that's gotta be GG. I think GuMiho has tied this up yet again. These guys are going blow for blow here. Yeah, there's no way for Dream to come back to this. 2-2. What an epic series here between these players over at the Alibaba $1,000 Invitational. Thanks so much to everyone for tuning on in. I hope you are enjoying this coverage, because I am enjoying streaming this. And holy bananas, guys. This is some serious holy banana territory. We actually hit the stream goal there. So we're gonna put that subscriber goal. We're aiming for 15. Does it save? Anyway, that was great. Thanks for the support, guys. And now, yeah, let's take a look here. Total subscriber count. That one ain't updating for some reason, but we did have another follow coming on in. Is it too late to sign up? For this one? Maybe for the next one. Let's see, why is that sub count not updating? I always have a little bit of trouble with this. Okay, sounds like we're in the game now. Can worry about that sub count anyway. Later. Thanks so much, everyone, for tuning on in. We're heading on into map number 5 of this Terran versus Terran finals. We've got GuMiho and we've got Dream. Two fantastic Terrans that have really been showing their stuff this event. Now we're gonna see who's gonna take the lead, because it's reaching dicey territory. In which these guys gotta look, oh boy, I do not want to be the player who's against match point. So this is basically just a mini best of 3 in a sense. The player to win 2 maps here at this point is going to be the player to win to walk home with the big bucks. Of course, if you're the player who's already in second gets $200. But why be second when you could be first, right? Thanks so much to everyone for tuning on in. Alright. The main question of any TvT has been answered. Is it a proxy? It is not. So these guys are like, alright, let's determine this match nice and straight up, and then we'll go back to proxying each other when one of us is down and against the ropes. That seems to be the plan. Who's gonna take it? That is the big question. Dream opting for the CC on the low ground. Well, for the quicker CC on the low ground anyway. And as a result, due to the RNG of where the players decide to place their Reapers, GuMiho's having a good time here, as his own Reaper is getting on into Dream's side of the map, able to pick off 2 SCVs. Is it going to get a third? This thing is going to get a third SCV. 4 SCVs have gone down so far. And then we take a look at GuMiho's side of the map, and he defends that just fine. So this is actually just almost game-ending damage here. The CC being delayed practically indefinitely. Oh man, that's 5 SCVs going down so far. Oh, that is just disastrous. Absolutely disastrous here for Dream. I mean, not irrecoverable, but definitely not something that you should be letting happen in one of your games of Starcraft 2. Micro battle going down here. Dream does manage to repel GuMiho, but still, this is like, it does not feel good having that happen. And you that's why if you make one Reaper, you generally keep it at home, because then your reactor and your Hellion takes forever to come out, and you're just like, well, I guess I'll die then. And that's what 5 or 4 of Dream's SCVs did, because that's how many the Reaper killed. Now, of course, I'll say it again, as I say it all the time. TvT is a matchup which you can always come back in. There's always, 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 always a chance. Here's that Elevator coming from GuMiho. I feel like that should be the name for this kind of drop, a Hellion drop, in which he's just elevating those Hellions up. Is Dream prepared for this? The answer looks like no. These Hellions are going to run on into the main base of Dream, and suddenly this is looking very, very bad. The Cyclones are coming on in, but the damage has already been done. 5, 6 SCVs going down. Even if GuMiho loses all of this at this point, this has been wonderful damage. Now, I'll say that. Hold the phone. Because you may be like, wait, Dream's down 10 SCVs. Do you guys remember the last time Dream was down 10 SCVs? In the last match that Dream was down 10 SCVs, he just went for a push. He made a lot of Vikings. He went for a push. And then he killed his opponent by using his siege tank mobility. And we could potentially see something similar because he's actually going hard on the Viking production. Or he was. Now, not so much. Catches a medivac, which is a nice find. We're seeing a bit of an engagement in the center of the map. Dream has to use his auto turrets to toss down. Catches a few of his opponent's units, and this is actually looking alright for Dream. We take a look, and he is up on supply. He's now just trying to catch his opponent's tanks, which he very well could do. Cyclone gets a lock-on onto one of them, which is fantastic. The Vikings give in vision still, so that's a dead tank. This could potentially just be a snowball situation. I think GuMiho can just land his tanks, his Vikings on top of that siege tank. In comes Dream. He's looking to break this position. If he can break this, he can potentially get the third. He's got his 2 Vikings on the ground. They're going to lift up. They're going to try and get that Raven. Looks like they are going to nab that Raven. Meanwhile, the tanks inch forward. I think if Dream lands his Vikings here, maybe he can push this going. He gets the SCV. He forces the cancel on the CC, and he killed off a few SCVs all the while. Now, the question is, how all in for this was Dream? Was he, yeah, how all in for this was Dream? Like, does he have a follow-up plan, or is he just going for this attack? I think the answer is that he is just going for this attack. And now that he's lost air control, I don't know if there's a lot he can do about this. There is only 1 tank on the ground now for now, though. So if Dream unsieges everything and just goes for it, I think he can make the attack happen. But he needs to unsiege everything and just go for it. And now that there's a second tank coming out, I feel like that hope is just fading here for Dream. Once that second tank is out, it's just too it's just too costly to push on in. So Dream, he got some damage done, but was it enough? I honestly don't think it was at this point. Loses a Viking there. That's just a small mistake there. That's actually one of the very nice things about this series, I feel, so far, though. Simply the fact of the matter is that we haven't seen the thing that has made this such a great StarCraft 2 series is we have seen, could jinx it, but we have seen so few just like small mistakes in which the players are just like, oh whoops, I lost a unit. Both of these guys are on point, on their game right now. And we'll see if anyone's able to keep it going or not. Third CC on the way here for Dream. So he is going to potentially be looking to take a macro lead or just macro out of this. I still feel like it's going to be tough because GuMiho has so much production. I do like the small marine drop. Going to be denying some mining time when the players are on 2 bases. That is pretty darn critical. Just being a bit of a nuisance here. This medivac. Okay, yeah, this medivac. Oh, doesn't make it out. I feel like Dream should have unloaded those units there, but not quite making that happen. Dream going for another small SCV drop. Just trying to be as much of a nuisance as possible. Is there a world which Dream can break this position? Like, how much on the ground is there for GuMiho at that natural? The answer right now, since all of those units just loaded up into the medivacs, is not a lot. I feel like if you're Dream, you can go for this. He's been sat out here so long. Okay, no, he is not going to try and break that position, though. He saves that random tank that he had wandering out there, though, so that's going pretty well for him. And he did identify that drop that was coming his way, so he's like, all right, I got to do something about that. So Dream, he's going to go home. We see this game. Dream has got himself a massive tank count lead. GuMiho, though, oh my gosh, GuMiho. Wait, are these Vikings just going to land? Oh, they are just going to land, and they're going to be able to start sniping add-ons left and right. Vikings absolutely destroy structures, and the stim pack could actually be vulnerable here, and the stim pack is actually going to go down, and it is too late for these SCVs to be pulled. Now, this could cost GuMiho a lot of his Vikings right now, but still, this was absolutely worth it, getting the stim pack, getting the add-ons of his opponent. A beautiful move from the Red Terran player, and all of a sudden, if I'm Dream, I am sweating hard, because being condemned to no stim for this long, this could really hurt. The tanks are going to be so important here for Dream. If I'm GuMiho right now, I fire up a Liberator or 2, because I know I've got the air control on top of this, and then you can just bully an opponent so much better when they don't have stim pack. So this could be GuMiho's moment. Let's see, a drop gonna be potentially going down for GuMiho, I think, at that main base, maybe? Maybe. A double Marine drop with Stim is just, its potential to get damage done is so high here. I mean, there's no stimmed Marines to defend versus this, and all of a sudden, stim Marines versus non-stimmed Marines, it's like kitty cats versus tigers. It's just not going to happen. And as a result, I think GuMiho might be finding himself an angle to take this map, to take the lead here. The supply is simply so much higher for GuMiho. It's a significant supply lead of about 40. And now we see GuMiho trying to break his opponent at the front, unload Marines on top of the tanks of Dream, and suddenly Dream's tank line that was once wonderful is now no more. And that's going to be it. GuMiho, with a beautiful Viking move, secured himself this victory. GG. GuMiho takes the 3-2 lead in this series. All right. The SWBF man saying, why isn't Stim done by 10 minutes? The answer to that is that Dream took that early damage. So then he decided to go for that push, and then basically he was all in on that push, so he delayed his stim when he went for that. Yeah, I think that's probably why. And then then later on the Vikings did land and cancel his stim. Yeah. We had a follow from AWLC. Thank you so much for the follows. You guys have been great with the support this stream. Could potentially be our last map. So once more, I'm gonna go ahead and say, check out my Twitter, check out my YouTube. I implore you to go subscribe to my YouTube, as that's where I'm putting out most of my content and such. Now, we will wait to load on into the next map here. And the sounds of silence indicate that we are on a loading screen, so thanks so much to everyone for tuning on into this. I do hope you have enjoyed this coverage. That being said, it is not over just yet. It's a best of 7. Can this man bring it back? It's Dream. And on match point, up in the top left, it's GuMiho. Really loving how on point both these players have been this tournament. Just fantastic matches all around. And so, continuing on, we'll see. I mean, I feel like GuMiho is just really on point with his aggression and everything. And while Dream has fantastical positional play and everything, and like decision making, it's very tough to do that consistently. And as a result, that's why we've got GuMiho at a 3-2. Okie dokie here. $351 viewers still tuning on in, wanting to see who's going to take it. I do thank you all. All right, taking a look here. Factory on the way for GuMiho. Reaper on the way for both players. Dream once again goes for the quicker CC, whereas GuMiho goes for the double gas. Now, oh no. Does Dream not learn? Guys, Dream went straight into a reactor and he's moving out with his Reaper. This makes me real concerned. He literally just lost the game, one of the games, because of that before. Now this time he does see his opponent's Reaper, so he knows to pull home. But that was still just making me nervous. That was making me nervous. Now the Reapers are going to meet each other. Grenades get tossed down on both fronts. The SCV for Dream is tagged onto this Reaper. He has the one job in order to tie up this Reaper's attack pathing. Oh, GuMiho gets another shot though on Dream's Reaper. That's actually very nice. Dream has to wait a second for his to heal on up. He's got to take the high ground there. And yeah, we look at that. GuMiho gets another shot off, denying the heal on Dream's Reaper. This could be disastrous if Dream loses his Reaper. Oh, Dream has to pull back once more, loses his SCV. He took one for the team, but it looks like his CC is actually going to be delayed again. And oh man, just the Reaper micro really rewarding GuMiho here. Dream now has to push down versus 2 Reapers and a Hellion. He's got to wait for his own Hellion to pop out. Now he is able to go down versus this, but still, that was just very, very unfortunate for Dream. Like, the fact that he did not heal his Reaper was a pretty big mistake there. Like, the Reaper's your responsibility. You got to pull it back, and maybe the GuMiho's Reaper would have prodded him a bit more, but I feel like letting that heal be interrupted 2 or 3 times there was a pretty big mistake, and as a result, GuMiho bullied Dream off his CC, just getting a small edge. Of course, it's not game over again, but oh man, look at this. GuMiho comes on in, and Dream is looking to be in a lot of trouble right now. He just had 2 more Marines pop out, thankfully. But man, GuMiho's individual unit control is great so far. Raven on the way. I mean, Dreams, it's just a rough spot. Like, the worker count's even. So, I mean, it's not the end of the world, I guess, due to the nature of the opening, but that was painful to have happen. Like, you're a bit tilted after that, I feel, of your Dream. That being said, though, the game continues on. Alright, let's take a look here. GuMiho and Dream continuing on their own builds. Dream really seems to like his air control, so he's going for the double Vikings once more. I mean, that first push that he took that game with was fantastic. However, it seems that every step of the way when Dream has a plan, GuMiho is just always harassing or something like that, and he's had very consistent harassment. This time it's a great interception here from Dream, picking off those 3 Marines, interference matrix, just shutting down that medevac. Nicely done. The Siege Tank may continue to push here. I don't know how well that'll work out. Siege Tank on the high ground for Dream. Gonna try and shut this down. Meanwhile, in comes some Vikings. Trying to work away on this medevac. I mean, gotta be careful not to get a lock-on going down. Siege Tank's gonna, or Viking's gonna land, try and engage this Siege Tank. Meanwhile, Cyclone locks on. GuMiho to go, though, good save. These guys are just playing a million miles a minute here between all of them. Looks like that tank wants to be picked off there, and it looks like it will eventually go down after an intense micro battle here. GuMiho just tried to save that tank, but in the end, Dream had all the pieces there to secure that cleanup. Now we see Dream. He's up on army supply. He's looking to move across the map. GuMiho's teching up. Once again, he's getting stim, whereas Dream's focused on making yet another push happen. He's got his Vikings. He's got his siege tanks. And let's see, is he going to make it work? I mean, Dream does have his stim pack on the way behind this. Does GuMiho have stim? Wait, GuMiho's just going into a second starport. Okay, he must be trying to hard counter this push. Ganoy, 100 bits, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. I'll probably thank you again after the game, but continuing on here, we see... Oh, this could be a make or break push here for Dream. I mean, he is teching up behind this one. He's 2-basing it, however, whereas GuMiho has a 3rd on the way. Dream just trying to continue on with his air control here. He needs to keep getting his Vikings across the map before GuMiho can seize a momentary advantage. This command center is being delayed here by Dream. Getting a cancel on the CC would be huge. Is GuMiho just going to try and break this? This is absolutely mad for GuMiho, I feel, but he must feel pressured. He disables the tanks. That's an absolutely great move there, and looks like he is going to be able to push his opponent back here. Fantastically done. I called him mad till I saw the Raven come in with the double interference matrix there. Beautifully done. GuMiho lost 9 SCVs during that, but he kept his 3rd CC alive, so absolutely worth it. Absolutely worth it there. GuMiho now on 4 Viking production at a time, just rolling quads there as Dream scans this, and he's moving in with his own Vikings, so wants to actually take a trade before that. I mean, eventually he's going to run out of air control, I feel, right? GuMiho, as this is going on, he's meching, so he's just going Siege Tank Viking. If you're Dream right now, you're like, uh-oh. Uh-oh, that's no good. Dream, though, has kept his Viking lead going for now, but now you got to be worried if you're Dream. You're like, okay, what do I do, right? Because, like, my opponent, he's making tanks and stuff. But Dream, the answer is apparently elevator into the main base with Cyclone with some of his units. Vikings are taking an engagement right now. I mean, this is going to be a complete trade-out, it looks like, and I think it's going to slightly go GuMiho's way, yeah. It's like a bit of damage getting done here by Dream, though, with these few Marines dropping in, going to try and get on out. In the end, Dream looks like he's going to be abandoning the Viking production when he realized that GuMiho was really committed to that. Looks like GuMiho coming on in here, trying to engage into these two tanks. I mean, it's going to be an okay trade, but I feel like that was actually pretty decent there for Dream. And Dream just really using his advantage here. The fact that he's had the higher number of units and has kept this push going for so long is really impressive. GuMiho hasn't been able to secure his third base location. And now Dream has got that on point, so I feel like this is okay for Dream here. Now, of course, there is the concern, the Terran who's building up tanks and Vikings is always a scary one because it's very tough to engage into such a composition. However, I mean, if you're Dream, you just want to try and play around GuMiho, just keep powering up, keep macroing up. He's got himself quite a decent position for now, although this is going to be a painful one potentially. The Liberator takes one for the team. That Medivac full of Marines is like, uh-oh, we should probably unload, right? They were planning on joining on up with that Liberator, but in the end, not the right location there as GuMiho is in position. These Marines are just going to blitz on in, going to try and pick off the siege tank. A bit of a bold one, an attempted split there, but in the end, the repair keeps the tank alive, so pretty ambitious by Dream. Maybe feeling the pressure a little bit to make something happen versus such a terrifying meching opponent. GuMiho is one of the meching players, and I love GuMiho for the fact that what he just did, he just threw up 2 more CCs. When you're a Terran and you're floating money, it's just like, just build CCs. When you're any race, just build more expansions. If you can't spend that money on production right away or you don't need to, always build CCs. I do feel, though, that GuMiho does need to be getting up more factories right now. He just threw up 2 CCs and 2 armories. When we take a look at this, and he's actually just down to, he's only on 2 factory production for now. Dream wants to push on in as this is going on, by the way. He has or had a Raven somewhere. That is very important to note. You gotta be careful of your Dream with your Medivacs. GuMiho trying to bully his opponent back as well. Looks like Dream getting forced back. Supply Depot randomly out on the map spots that Liberator a bit ahead of time there. Oh, look at this for GuMiho, though, wanting to nab up some Medivacs. Dream stims to try and pursue, not quite able to get much there. A few SCVs going down. Is this Liberator making work happen? 4 SCVs. I'm guessing that was due to some Liberator harassment at that base there. Yes, it was. In the end, though, this game just powering on up. This Liberator will go down, so it's nice for Dream not to have to worry about that. Oh, was that the Raven that just got picked off? It was indeed, so that's a huge pick-off for GuMiho. That's basically +4 siege tanks for GuMiho. The fact that that Raven's not there to toss down interference matrix. Two on the way here for Dream, so we're going to keep his upgrades going, of course. Upgrades for mech not as important, arguably, but it's tough to say, really, but I mean, upgrades good always. It's really, upgrades really are only important in this matchup when the meching Terrans reaching like 3-3 and the units just don't die. Look at this, though. I think Dream's actually just going for it. The Mad Lad crashing into the natural. He realizes how much supply he's got. Attacking into the natural, I feel, is a good choice. Into the third base as well. He's unloading units left and right. He sieged up his own tanks now to try and secure this. Has he successfully got a foothold into any position, though? And apparently he did, as GuMiho taps out and Dream ties it up. We are going into game number 7 here. Beautifully done. All right, we've got ourselves a fantastic... I mean, we knew we had a fantastic series, but this is just proof. Oh, man. Such fantastic play there. Old Caesar, now with the follow as well. And once again, thank you, GuMiho, for the 100 bits. I really appreciate the support. As yeah, the 100 bits is just fantastic. and really just shows that you're still around, still watching the stream. It's great to see players, or great to see viewers who come back. Looks like some of you guys in chat are hyped. Are hyped. I am hyped for the finals here, and I think we're into it now. So there we go. It is the final match in this tournament. I basically was just like, sure, I'll cast some Starcraft 2, and here we are in game number 7 of this epic best of 7. Dream and GuMiho going at it. Spawning up in the top left, it's Dream. And in the bottom right-hand side of the map, it's GuMiho. It would not be a TvT without a Proxy 2 Rex, but it looks like we've had our fair share of those already. All right, let's take a look. Who? I mean, my heart says Dream, my head says GuMiho. That's where I'm at right now. Either way, I'm gonna be happy. Both these guys have showed great games. Both of them are on point. Definitely showing that they're just such great players, and that we'll definitely keep that in mind when watching any more of their or having them out to future tournaments or anything like that. I do encourage you, though. Had another follow from Russian 718. Feel free to leave a follow for the channel if you're enjoying this content. I'll try and stream again as soon as I can. CC Quantum saying Dream is consistently playing strong even from a deficit. Yeah, that's exactly what I feel too. Like, it seems like he finds himself at a deficit a fair bit, but then he always finds a way back. And that is such a terrifying player. Because if you're GuMiho, you're like, man, does this guy ever truly die? And the answer is, I don't know. GuMiho crashes up here with his Reaper. Dreams is in position, though. Once again, GuMiho opts for the double gas play, whereas Dream goes for the expansion. So Dream really is the macro player here, it would seem. The one who's willing to go for the third CC quicker, the one who likes his Reaper expand more. Two Reapers and a Hellion coming on in here for Dream. Gonna nab himself the sort of gimme units there. Or the gimme SCV. Does one of those Reapers go down? Yes, it does. Micro battle going on. So far, Dream takes the upper hand, I feel. And he might actually get another Hellion or another Reaper. That would be huge, but gotta be careful not to overcommit. If you are Dream, I think going back up that ramp is a good call. Probably repair his Hellion too when he has the opportunity. In comes GuMiho though, once again. As the double gas player, you want to try and bully your opponent to the best of your ability. Reaper grenades trying to zone each other out. GuMiho has a bruised up Hellion though, and two bruised up Hellions as a matter of fact. So Dream actually going to step out, tries to take a good angle with his Marines, dictates the fight, but great grenade from GuMiho. I mean, the micro is fantastic on both fronts, but I feel like GuMiho has the more potential here with his micro. He's keeping his injured Hellions alive for so long, and just look at that. That is 3 red Hellions right there, and suddenly Dream is running out of units right now. 2 of the Hellions do go down just like that, though, so maybe GuMiho should have cut his losses. Raven's on the way for both players, but in the end, Dream had like a worker or two. That's really all there is. Now Now we take a look, though. GuMiho changing it up this game. He's the one going for the third base. Very impressive. The willingness for GuMiho to change this up. Dream comes in with his Reaper, but wasn't able to confirm the fact that there was that third base up or not, which would have been a huge scope, but unfortunately not the case. And so we'll see how Dream's going to play this, just going right into his Viking production. His air control is so important for this guy, and that really is how he plays the matchup, not just versus GuMiho, but all the time, it would seem. And so we'll see if he's going to go for another push or something like that. I mean, it definitely is a scary option. Oh, looks like the Raven of GuMiho. Is he trying to go for that Cyclone bait once more? Oh, such a smart guy. Dream not falling for that a second time, though. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Scan goes down. Dream a little bit unsure of whether there's like a third base or anything like that. So he starts his own third. It's in his main base, though. You can tell he's a little bit scared. He's a little bit unsure of what's going to be coming his way. Looks like a unit or two went down there. I'm not sure what that was. Was that a Viking or something? I'm honestly not sure. The Cyclone for Dream might have a death wish. He's that guy in a bar fight who starts a fight he can't win. One Cyclone does not beat two Dream. Worker count equal for now, but GuMiho does have that third base mining happily already. Dream's not too far behind, though. Dream having to inch his way across the map because these Cyclones are a pain. Oh, Vikings and Ravens, gotta be careful. Breaks the lock off, nicely done. A stim being used, these Marines trying to chase these Cyclones, but Cyclones are pretty darn speedy themselves. GuMiho really wants these, or Dream really wants these Cyclones. Looks like he gets one of them. Might get the other. Alright, looks like he does, but GuMiho's out on the map, though. He's got 3 Ravens, which is an insane amount. Might not have 3 for long, though, as those Vikings are looking to zone on out, but we see GuMiho, he's moving out on the map. Auto turrets being tossed down all across the board here. Interference Matrix is being used. A bit of a snap engagement going down right now. Vikings are still in the air here for Dream. Siege tanks at the back of each line are holding, so the players force a bit of a stalemate. In the end, though, I feel like that definitely went the way of Dream. And you may say, why? Why? Hear me out. GuMiho just lost 3 Ravens. That was a massive investment. A massive investment there. And then we take a look at this game, and really what's happened, we see Dream is on a third base of his own already. So it's not like he's super far behind in the economy. And then he's actually got quicker upgrades as well, a quicker combat shield too, so Dream definitely has edges in this game that GuMiho really needs to respect here. We'll see if one of the players throws up a 4th base, which could potentially alter how this game goes as far as who's going to be the aggressor or not. For now, you think GuMiho would be the next natural player to do that, as he is, as he got his quicker 3rd base, so usually quicker 3rd means quicker 4th, but that could change here, we'll see. Both players wanting to identify what's going on. Pretty passive situation for now. Nothing too major has gone on so far. 4th CC on the way for Dream. No fourth for GuMiho just yet, interestingly enough. GuMiho's actually just going ham on the Marine production. We take a look at this, and he has got he's got racks on racks on racks. Heading up to racks number 8. Whereas I want to say Dream's just getting like number 5 or something started. He's getting a few more reactors. It's an insanely tense situation here, though. Both these guys know that one bad engagement, and that can be it. That can be lights out in this series. Looks like an attempt at 4th base for GuMiho getting delayed a little bit by that Marine. Trying to secure it on location, probably. Double starport on the way for GuMiho. As the game goes on in TvT, players really have to focus on that air control. Dream's got himself a bit of a lead here. I'd like to see some sensor towers go up on both sides, because right now both these players really unaware of what's going on with each other. Siege tanks set up on both fronts right now. Vikings engaging each other. So tanks getting shots off all across the board. Looks like it's going to be close who wins it. I think Dream comes out a little bit on top there. Well, he lost a fair few Marines to tank fire, but in the end, just with the greater numbers, he wins out. The Vikings really get a good trade there. So the series continues on, but oh no, GuMiho unsieges his tanks. Dream realized that the second it happened, so now we're seeing a bit of an engagement, but is Dream going to be able to clean GuMiho's army up here? He nabs up 2 more siege tanks, and he is pushing GuMiho back right now. GuMiho has a tank set up on the retreat here, but is Dream just going to be able to keep pushing through right now? I'm not too sure. The Vikings are being a massive add-on for Dream here as he's sniping off medivacs left and right, and now he's going to continue on with his tank push right now. GuMiho has a very superior Marine count, but Dream just leapfrogging tanks non-stop over each other, just with 12 tanks here. And let's just take a look. These tanks sieging on up at the front. The Viking count still giving the control there. And we could just be seeing Dream potentially push on in right now. GuMiho's down on supply. It looks like he's maybe going to be trying to get reinforcements or something, but GuMiho's been pushed back into his natural. Dream's moving forward, sieging up his tanks, but oh man, GuMiho, I mean, he's eating a few tank shots and his Marines are so overstimmed. While he could potentially try and get something done with a counterattack, I feel like that's not enough there to make something happen. So like Dream's push is just going to keep going on right now. Tank sieging on up for Dream is so bold here. It really is just siege tanks versus what his opponent has. So GuMiho going to try and break this, and it's going all right for him. Vikings working away on the Ravens of his opponent. I think in the end, GuMiho's going to clean this up, losing 15 SCVs, losing a good chunk of his army. Dream lost so many tanks there. That really was his entire army. GuMiho just producing as many Marines as he can as this is going on. For now, though, he's staying alive. Double Raven production going on for GuMiho, so wanting to try and challenge that air control there. And let's take a look here. 19 SCV is going down. Vikings getting on top of these Ravens. Auto turrets going down to save themselves, but still Vikings suiciding for Ravens, usually worth it. The 4th base of GuMiho is under fire from something, I'm not sure what, but in the end it looks like Dream is just trying to charge on in here. Can he break GuMiho? I mean, he doesn't have that many Marines. The one thing that GuMiho has really had going this game is his Marine count. He's splitting, he's got a concave, but it's not enough. Dream takes the 4-3 series, is able to come back and win the Alibaba $1,000 Invitational, taking down GuMiho. Before that, he took down Patience and Impact. So a fantastic run from the recently returned pro gamer, earning himself some nice dollars in his pocket. GG, I'm a happy man. I'm a big Dream fan myself. And such a great story, him being able to come back and do that. A great result there for him. And all I can say is thanks so much to everyone for tuning on in. This has been fantastic. Just a stint back here on Twitch. We'll see what is going to come on up next. For now, though, we will be finding someone to host as this is going on. But yeah, all I can say is this. Check me out, guys. Like, check out my caster. Check out my ! caster command. I got a Twitter. Follow me on that. Follow me on the Twitch, and then I'd really love it if you guys would subscribe to my YouTube. That's my passion project at the time. I mean, it's kind of hit and miss with being able to get like consistent YouTube results in a sense. Like, not a lot of like I got tons of subs in a few months, and then not a ton, and it's all over the place. But yeah, thanks so much to everyone for tuning on in. I'm just gonna find someone to host here. And I want to say there is another tournament being cast. So we're going to throw that one out there. Do I play SC2 myself? Yes, I do. I am a Masters 1 Terran on any. Not as much as I'd like, unfortunately. Yeah, not as much as I'd like. But oh, it looks like Creighton is still streaming. Let's just double check that he is still doing that. Creighton is someone I recently cast with for the first time, so I'm gonna go ahead and host him. Yeah, I mean he's a really great guy. Of course, feel free to check out the channel. Go show some love for Creighton here as I host him, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.